And Bell Block residents in local Hapū say they are stoked that the new Plymouth District Council is to be prosecuted over a massive discharge of raw sewage into the Mangati stream in January. More than 1.5 million litres of human effluent, or the equivalent of half the volume of an Olympic-sized swimming pool, was spilled into the stream, an environmental disaster. And the council only went public with it after RNZ enquiries. Our Taranaki-Whanganui reporter Robin Martin has more.
During the spill on the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of January, about a kilometre of the Mangati stream ran white and dozens of fish and eels were killed. Now the Taranaki Regional Council says it has initiated legal action against a number of parties for the major discharge of sewage from a district council pump station. For Pukitapu and Ngāti Tāwhirikura Hapū member Glenn Skipper, prosecutions can't come soon enough.
I'm happy that it's come to a head. You know, that there has been just a continuous bi-monthly kind of issues happening with the pump station at Mangati. It shouldn't require this kind of action, but if it does, and we're going to get some movement finally, yeah, I'm all for it.
Mr. Skipper says there's no point in having a sewage carousel, the envy of other cities, if the system for getting the waste there isn't up to the job.
It's an affront at the end of the day. There is no way, you know, in the modern world that we're living in now in 2019, that we should be using our waterways, that we use our waterways at all to get rid of waste, or that it's acceptable for anything to go in there. That isn't just rain coming in off the land.
Kim Soman's son Luke came home on that Sunday in January in tears because there were so many dead eels in the stream.
So we got in the car the next morning on the way to school and went to have a look, and indeed there was a lot of dead things around. There was definitely lots of dead fish and dead eels, and just the colour of the stream. You could tell without even getting close to it there was something wrong with it. The colour was off and it was just horrible.
Immediately after the spill, the council erected warning signs at Mangati Beach, informed Hapū and the regional council, but it did not issue a media release or use the news pages of its website or its social media channels to alert the public to the scale of the problem. The Mayor, Neil Holdham, initially told RNZ the council had followed policy, but later apologised and admitted that given the scale of the environmental disaster, it should have been more proactive. Ms Soman says the lack of information from the council put people's health at risk.
You know, I just think at the very outset, whoever was responsible should have done something about it. It shouldn't have taken, you know, children and residents to identify it and then start asking questions. Whoever was responsible, they knew what had happened, and they should have, you know, made it right in the first place, in the very first instance.
So just having signs there wasn't enough. There needed to be publicity, proper big-scale publicity.
Yeah, absolutely. And to actually go, look, we got it wrong and we're really sorry that we've done this, because, you know, they killed a lot of our wildlife.
The New Plymouth Mayor Neil Holdham, who was not available for an interview today, said in an email that the city is investing more than $600 million in water infrastructure.
Our engineering team has been tasked with taking a fresh look at the material risks to our infrastructure to reduce the risk of environmental contaminants finding their way into our waterways or the risks of future water outages to ensure we improve our performance every year as our community expects.
Mr Holdham says because the matter is before the courts, it would be inappropriate for him to comment further. Meanwhile, Kim Soman says she and Luke are just rapt that someone is being held to account.
Well, to be honest, I'm really stoked about it, because it's not okay. Like, that's our stream and lots of people play in it and lots of animals live in it, and it's not, you know, it just needs to be looked after. And yeah, no, that's cool. Thank you so much. Okay, like, Luke is just stoked. Like, I just told him now and he's like, oh, that's really cool. So he's thrilled.
The council and as yet unnamed other parties will face charges under the Resource Management Act in the Environment Court. Its chief executive, Craig Stevenson, has experience of the hefty fines the court can hand down. He was in charge at the South Taranaki District Council in 2015 when it was fined $115,000 for its part in the Eltham buttermilk debacle, which stunk out the town for months in 2013. An environmental disaster for which Fonterra also copped a $192,000 penalty. I ngā mutu mo te hōtaka o te ahi ponei, ko Robin Martin tēnei.